There is absolutely something you as a child of God, you as a child of God is lacking. Now, three types of joy I have mentioned earlier that man should have. In that three types of joy, there is one particular one that is so important for you to have it. You need it strongly. We mentioned moral joy, natural joy, and also spiritual joy. In these three, I want to discuss one, and that one is spiritual joy. You see, the moral joy we have is when we achieve something, when something good happens to us, you see us rejoicing, when we must have achieved one or two here on earth, we rejoice. But remember, whatsoever you have achieved here on earth is here on earth. But first, I want you to understand that achieving it is very important, but at the same time, it's not lasting. In the three I mentioned, I am discussing spiritual joy that is very important. Spiritual joy will draw you closer to God. Spiritual joy will make you connect in the spirit. So deeply, you need spiritual joy. That joy that will keep you in all situations, that will give you sound mind in everything. If you have the spiritual joy, you are an overcomer. Because anything that weighs others down can never weigh you down. Anything that gets people confused will never be confused. You will never be confused. Whatsoever that makes others go and fight, let me tell you, the spiritual joy will keep you calm. Anything that makes others to kill, the spiritual joy will make you what? Calm. Therefore, you need the spiritual joy. What is this spiritual joy about? The spiritual joy, as a child of God, understand it is from God's presence. Yeah, spiritual joy is deep, lasting, and gladness that comes from the presence of God. It is not just from anywhere. It comes from the presence of God. Not from any circumstances or because you are happy, there is happiness around you. No. The joy flows within you and out. In everything, you must find a way of being happy. So people you see today, little thing, they are happy today, tomorrow they are not. They don't have spiritual joy. What they have is moral joy and natural joy. So you must have spiritual joy to keep going here on earth, because there is a lot of things you might see in any moment that will provoke you, that will irritate you, that will upset you. But if the spiritual joy have filled you, you will see them as nothing. No matter how they throw the stone on you, you will see it as nothing. You keep going, you keep flourishing, because the spiritual joy flourishes anybody who have it. That is what renew their strength. That is what renew their body. That spiritual joy gives you a younger look and a younger age. Try what I'm trying to tell you today, because you need to ask of that spiritual joy. The spiritual joy is what makes you perfect human being. Now, the spiritual joy as well connects you to God strongly. If you don't have this spiritual joy, there is no way your journey with God here on earth will be perfect. It will be half and half. Why do I say so? The apostles or disciples of Jesus Christ, do you know how they were all killed? Even when they faced the highest persecution, they could not deny. They could not run away. They did not even shake, because that joy had filled them. They knew already they are overcomer. They knew already that the joy they have is not a physical joy of anything that attracted it here on earth. They knew very well that whatsoever that is pushing them is not from the flesh. Therefore, if you can kill the flesh, it's nothing. The word of God said, fear those that will kill the flesh and the spirit. They knew that the flesh is not giving them joy. The joy they have is a spiritual empowerment that they have in their lives. They couldn't deny Jesus Christ. What made them is that joy. That joy will make you be a perfect Christian. That joy will boost your faith in God. So when you have that spiritual joy, let me tell you, even they throw you inside the pot of oil. I know you will not understand this message now. You find yourself having that joy. Again, that joy will teach you the real alma matters of God. You will understand perfectly the things that concerns your spiritual life. When you have the spiritual joy, your heart will settle. Your heart will be at peace. You will rejoice right inside you without the physical things or physical achievement. You are always there. Therefore, as a child of God, you need the spiritual joy that will quicken your mortal body. The joy of the Lord is their ultimate strength. Pray for it today, and God bless you.